when I was over there, I was just thinking of this young girl, just a preteen, not even a teenager, maybe 12. And she looked me in the eye. She found out I was an American. And she looked at me and she said, "Can you just go back and tell them to stop paying for this? Just tell your government to stop paying for this. Stop paying for this." And so that's what she said to me. She was just this young girl and living in, one of the refugee camps in the West Bank, and just not even in Gaza, not, and she just, it was just heartbreaking seeing this. And I wanted to film it, but they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me film her because they didn't want to risk her life. They were worried about her safety or her family's safety if I put her on social media begging. And she wanted to. She was like, she grabbed my camera and she's like, "Film me." She was this young girl, and she just said, and she was crying, and she just said, "Can you just tell Americans, why are you guys paying for this? Why do you support this?" And she was this beautiful, beautiful young girl. I mean, it was just absolutely heartbreaking. I mean, it really, it's really horrible. And you come back from that, and it's just like, what in the world is going on? Like, we have been lied to this whole. Well, we only have, we are short on time. We only have about a minute left. So can you just explain to us in 1 minute what Ramadan is? You're coming up on the celebration of Ramadan, right?
Yeah.
Is it a celebration, or is it, what would you call it?
Thank you again, by the way. I appreciate the opportunity, and I appreciate your voice, and I appreciate your just human emotion. It's rare to see someone who's interviewing you actually recall a moment, a human moment, and actually let that humanity come through. So I want to thank you again. And Ramadan is a month in which we restrain ourselves from food, drink, and intimacy from right before sun up to sundown for the entire day. And it is meant to be a moment in which or a month in which we feed our souls instead of our bodies, in which we gain a greater God consciousness by recognizing that those blessings that we take for granted are indeed blessings that we shouldn't take for granted, and come to know the source better, being God. And in the process of becoming more God conscious, become more conscious of ourselves and our purpose in this world, and also more conscious of others, and develop empathy. And it's really interesting that empathy is one of the core goals of fasting. And we would tell people every year in Ramadan, imagine what it's like to not have food and drink, and think about all those hungry people around the world. This month, we are seeing Palestinian kids starving to death on our screens. I don't think we have to teach empathy. I think we have to, find a way to channel all of that more effectively into worship. And part of worship is raising awareness and trying to stop the ongoing genocide. So it's certainly a somber mood this Ramadan. It doesn't feel, there isn't much celebration or jubilation in the air. It's a lot of sadness right now. But sadness is part of spirituality too, right? It's meant to drive purpose. And I think that many people who maybe did not find their greatest sense of purpose before have found it now, have certainly found it now. And just thank you to everyone that is raising the voice of the Palestinian people. Despite all odds, despite all suppression, please keep going and don't fatigue. It's not enough to just end the genocide. We need to talk about what preceded the genocide, what preceded this horrific situation. As I said, on October 7th, if you're just waking up to this reality, if you just started paying attention, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem if you just started paying attention. Then don't claim that all human life has value to you, because Palestinian lives clearly did not matter to you before October 7th, and they clearly don't now. So if you clearly care about all children's lives, and a Muslim life and a Jewish life and a Christian life are all equal to you, in the course of this interview, another set of Palestinians would have been killed, unfortunately. So we need everyone to really rise to the moment.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here, Dr. Omar Suleiman. Really appreciate your time.